Hello everyone, I'm Beast Mode B. In this video, I will be discussing different variants of Super Quant and which ones are best to play post-Duelist Advance. There are a lot of potential variants to cover, so this will be a multi-part series. If you want to learn more about all sorts of ways to play Super Quant, join the Discord server. Link will be in the description. This video will talk about 3 different variants of Super Quant that are arguably the variants that are talked about most in this server as of the making of this video. Fiendsmith, Mitsurugi, and my preferred variant, P.U.N.K. First, I'll be talking about the Fiendsmith engine. Fiendsmith, known as Demonsmith in the OCG, is a light fiend deck inspired by Devil May Cry that was introduced in Infinite Forbidden, and got 2 waves of support in Rage of the Abyss and Supreme Darkness respectively. Fiendsmith is most notable in all formats for being one of, if not, the strongest engines in the game. Any deck that has light fiend monsters, like Magical Musketeers, Fabled, and Nightmare if you're crazy enough, can access this engine. But all that changed after Konami decided to make a kid version of what everyone in the Yu-Gi-Oh community likes to call the white woman jump scare. It was added as an import to Infinite Forbidden. Fiendsmith would see tons of play on release. Decks like Hubble, Melodious, Unchained, and even Snake Eyes, the best deck at the time, played it. In the OCG, Fiendsmith eventually got nerfed with Fiendsmith as tracked and Fiendsmith Engraver hit to 1. While it didn't kill the engine, its consistency was lower. In the TCG, they took a lighter approach and banned Fiendsmith as Lacrima, but any deck could still use it to make strong boss monsters such as towers, like Chaos Angel and Fiendsmith as Rex Tremendi, and strong negates like DDD Wave High King Caesar and Fiendsmith as Desiree. Fiendsmith can comfortably be played as an engine in Super Quant to help counter Nibiru. Here's a 1-card combo starting with Emergency Teleport created by Plus Infinite and Cursed Eyes that ends on Caesar plus Magnus with up to 8 materials. In the draw phase, activate Emergency Teleport to summon Blue Layer from the deck. Activate Blue Layer's effect to search Satan. This will play around Droll and Lockbird. Once you proceed to the main phase, activate Zayden's effect to special summon itself to your field. Then, use Zayden's other effect, sending Alphen Spike from the deck to your graveyard as cost to special summon White Layer from deck. Activate White Layer's effect to send Black Layer from the deck to your graveyard. Use Black Layer's effect to add Layer 19 from your deck to your hand. Now we have 2 bodies for Fiendsmith combo. Link Blue Layer and White Layer into Mood of the Closed Heaven, then use the effect of White Layer in the graveyard to add Alphen from your deck to your hand. Link Moon into Fiendsmith as Requiem, then use Requiem's effect. Now at this point you have 2 options, depending on how big of a Fiendsmith engine you are playing. You can either special summon Engraver, equip Requiem, send them to the graveyard to make Necroquip, shuffle Moon or Requiem to summon Engraver then make Wave High King Caesar. Alternatively, if you play a slightly bigger engine, you can summon Lacrima, the Crimson Tears from your deck, use her effect to send Engraver, equip Requiem to her, make Necroquip, then shuffle Moon with Engraver and make Caesar that way. This will add an extra interruption which you will see later. Normal summon Alphen then use its effect calling Black, Red, and White. I will be going through all 3 routes because all of them lead to Magnus. Let's start with Red. Special summon Red Layer, then send Black and White to the graveyard. Activate Red Layer's effect, adding White Layer from your graveyard to your hand. Activate Alphen Spike's effect in the graveyard banishing itself and Alphen to place Magma Carrier on the field. Activate Layer 19 to special summon Black Layer from the deck, then use Black's effect to summon Grampus attaching Blue from the graveyard. Use Magna Carrier's effect by discarding a card and targeting Red Layer to summon Magna Liger. Activate White Layer's effect sending Magna Liger to the graveyard to special summon itself.
Use Red Layer's effect to special summon Black Layer from your graveyard. Use White and Black to make Luster X. Finally, use Magna Carrier's other effect targeting the Gramples and Luster X on field, and Magna Liger in your graveyard to summon Magnus with 7 materials. Now we will be doing the same combo, but instead of Red Layer, let's say we hit White Layer with Alphen's effect. Special summon White, then send Red and Black to the graveyard. Red Layer's effect activates to summon Blue Layer from your graveyard. Like before, use the effect of Spike to place Magna Carrier. Discard 2 cards to summon the Layer's designated Zords. Then use Layer 19 to summon Black from deck to make Magna Liger attaching Red in your graveyard. Now, like before, use Magna Carrier's other effect to use the Zords to make a 7 material Magnus. Finally, we will be doing the route where we hit Black Layer. Special summon Black Layer, then send White and Red to the graveyard. Use Black Layer's effect as Chain Link 1, then Red Layer's effect as Chain Link 2 to special summon White Layer. With Black Layer, you will attach Blue and summon Gramples. Banish Spike and Alphen to place Magna Carrier. Discard a card to make Luster X, then use Layer 19 to special summon Red Layer from deck. Use Red Layer's effect to add White Layer from your graveyard to your hand. Now here, you can either discard White Layer to make Magna Liger and make a 7 material Magnus, or you can discard a different card to make Magna Liger, then attach the White Layer to one of the Zords and make an 8 material Magnus. I'm going to do the latter. During the opponent's turn, if you play a slightly bigger Fiendsmith package, you should have Lacrima and Requiem in your graveyard. During your opponent's draw or standby phase, activate the effect of Lacrima to special summon Requiem from the graveyard. Once your opponent does something in the main phase, since they have player priority, tribute Requiem to summon Lacrima from your deck, then use Lacrima's effect to send Fiendsmith's Paradise from your deck to your graveyard. This will be a bonus disruption. When your opponent special summons a monster, you can banish Paradise and send Desiree from your extra deck to your graveyard to remove a card on the field. Overall, the Fiendsmith engine is a great fit. Like Super Quant, Fiendsmith has an excellent grind game, even having an infinite resource loop. The best part is even if you don't start with Emergency Teleport, you can use whatever leftover bodies you have to make Moon of the Closed Heaven and proceed to do the full Fiendsmith combo into DC Ray. The only caveat is that this engine is very expensive, so most builds will just play one Engraver in the main deck, with Moon of the Closed Heaven, Fiendsmith's Requiem, Necroquip Princess, and DDD Wave High King Caesar in the extra deck. If you are willing to play the full engine, you could potentially be adding Paradise to your disruptions. Here is an example deck list of Fiendsmith Super Quant featuring the minimum package made by Windalicious. This deck list also plays Fiendsmith's Sequence and Duke of Demise to help play through more disruptions and add follow-up. Now, I'll explain the Mitsurugi engine. Mitsurugi is a TCG-exclusive Dark Reptile Ritual archetype that was introduced in Supreme Darkness and got an insane second wave of support in Alliance Insight. Usually, when Konami makes TCG-exclusive archetypes, they are either pretty bad or rogue at best. Mitsurugi, however, is an exception because after Alliance Insight, this deck became a huge threat, even rivaling Malice for the best deck in the format. The last time a TCG archetype performed this well was during Duelist Alliance format, where Burning Abyss, another TCG-exclusive archetype, was one of, if not, the best decks to play. Some of the strongest cards in this archetype are Ame no Habakiri no Mitsurugi, which special summons a name from deck and tributes a monster you control, Mitsurugi Ritual, a card that is basically branded fusion for rituals, and their boss monster Ame no Murakumo no Mitsurugi.
There is a really good ritual support monster that bridges Mitsurugi and Super Quant together. That monster is Diviner of the Herald. Here is a 1-card combo without discards starting with Diviner. This combo ends on Yurakumo, Habakiri, and Magnus with up to 10 materials with great purification in the back row. First, normal summon Diviner of the Herald, and use her effect sending Herald of Arc Light from your extra deck to the graveyard. Use Arc Light's effect to add Habakiri from your deck to your hand. Use Habakiri's effect in your hand to special summon Saji from your deck, then tribute Diviner. Use the effects of Diviner and Saji. Saji will add Mitsurugi Ritual from your deck to your hand, and Diviner will special summon Alphen from your deck since Alphen is a level 2 or lower fairy monster. Activate Mitsurugi Ritual, tributing Kusanagi and Night Sword Serpent in your deck to ritual summon Habakiri. Use Night Sword Serpent and Kusanagi's effects. Kusanagi will add Mitsurugi Ritual back to your hand, and Night Sword Serpent will special summon itself to your field. Activate Mitsurugi Ritual a second time, using its other effect, tributing Habakiri to ritual summon Yurakumo from your deck. Use the effect of Habakiri to add Mitsurugi Great Purification, then special summon itself back to your field. Since you have 2 level 4 monsters on your field, you can make Ouroboros. Now, like last time, I will be showing you every route to Magnus with Alphen. Your targets will be black, white, and red, like before. Let's start with red. Send white and black, then summon red. White will add another Alphen from your deck. Black will search layer 19, and red will add white back to hand. Use white's effect sending red to special summon itself, then use red's effect to revive black. Use black and white to summon Luster X to the extra monster zone. This is important for space management. Activate layer 19 to special summon blue from the deck. Use blue's effect to search Zayton. Then use Zayton's effect to summon itself. Use Zayton's other effect, sending Spike for cost, to summon a second black from your deck. Use black's effect to summon Magna Liger, attaching red. Then use any Zord's effect to attach blue. Use Spike's effect to place Magna Carrier, then use Magna Carrier's effect to summon Magnus with 10 materials. Now let's assume we hit white with Alphen. Send red and black to the graveyard and special summon white. Use white and black's effects, then red to chain Blockish Blossom, reviving black. Black searches layer 19 like before, and white will send a second copy of itself to the graveyard to add Alphen like before. Use black and white to make Luster X, then use layer 19 to summon blue. Blue will add Zayton, like before. Zayton will summon itself. Then Zayton will send Spike for cost to special summon black from deck. Make Magna Liger with black, attaching red, then attach blue to a Zord. Use Spike to place Magna Carrier, then summon Magnus with the effect of Magna Carrier. Lastly, let's assume we summon black with the effect of Alphen. Send white and red to the graveyard, then use red to revive white, and white to add Alphen. Make Luster X in the extra monster zone, then use its effect to negate its own effects by detaching black. Use black's effect to add layer 19, and activate it to summon blue. Blue will add Zayton, then Zayton will summon itself. Use Zayton's effect to summon black layer, and then make Magna Liger attaching red. Attach blue to a Zord, then use Spike to place Magna Carrier, which will summon Magnus. The Mitsurugi engine is pretty solid. It's almost as generic as Fiendsmith. If an archetype has a way to search a ritual generically, or a way to access King of the Feral Imps, then you can access Mitsurugi. Like any other engine, Mitsurugi increases the ceiling of your end boards. As you saw in the combos, it can help you end on Magnus with up to 10 materials. That is insane! If you wanted to, You could XYZ summon Gallant Granite to search Nibiru instead of Ouroboros, but in that scenario, you'll have to keep Habakiri in graveyard for space management. Either way, Mitsurugi is pretty cool if you want an engine that is not Fiendsmith, but is still very much meta-relevant. Then I recommend Mitsurugi. Here is an example deck list made by one of our wonderful members in the Discord server. Last but most certainly not least, I'll be talking about my favorite engine for Super Quant. P.U.N.K. P.U.N.K is an archetype of level 3 Earth Psychic Tuner monsters, as well as higher level monsters of various types and attributes that were introduced as one of the 3 archetypes in the deck build pack Grand Creators along with Exosisters and Adventure. They received multiple waves of support in Dimension Force, Power of the Elements, and most recently, the Quarter-Century Trinity box for the OCG, and the Battle of Legends Monster Mayhem for the TCG. P.U.N.K was a fun rogue deck to play, and was even an engine used during Tier 0 format in Tier Lament and other strategies to access Chaos Ruler, the chaotic magical dragon. The only problem was that P.U.N.K as a pure strategy struggled against Nibiru in Droll, but thankfully the new support changes that. Monster Mayhem gave them an XYZ monster with a monster negate that you can stack on top of a P.U.N.K extra deck monster, and a level 8 Water Sea Serpent monster that can special summon a P.U.N.K from the deck to help them play through hand traps. What's really fun about this engine in Super Quant is that it has a lot of ways to bridge into Super Quant. Why, you might ask? Because P.U.N.K is very capable of making rank 8s outside of JM Fever, and if you don't want to play a big engine, then Jam Dragon Drive can search Blue Layer. Yes, that's right. Jam Dragon Drive can generically search level 3 psychic monsters. You'll sometimes see P.U.N.K players search Ghost Ogre instead of one of their other P.U.N.K names, because they already have everything they need. Here is a combo I made using the full P.U.N.K engine to end on Magnus with up to 8 materials and much more. This combo will start with no P.U.N.K Ogre Dance. Use Ogre Dance's effect discarding itself to add no P.U.N.K Zayamine from your deck to your hand. Normal summon Zayamine, then use her effect, paying 600 life points to add no P.U.N.K Rising Scale from your deck to your hand. Use Scale's effect by banishing Ogre Dance to special summon herself. Use Scales on field effect, paying 600 life points to special summon Ukiyo-e P.U.N.K Sharakusai from your deck. Use Zayamine and Rising Scale to synchro summon Ukiyo-e P.U.N.K Amazing Dragon, then use its effect to revive Scale. Use Amazing Dragon to summon P.U.N.K Jam Fever. Use the effect of Sharakusai, paying 600 life points, to fuse itself and Scale to fusion summon Ukiyo-e P.U.N.K Rising Carp. Use Rising Carp's effect to special summon Gagaku P.U.N.K Wagon and no P.U.N.K Deer Note from your deck. Use Wagon's effect, paying 600, to add P.U.N.K Jam Extreme Session from your deck to your hand and activate it. Use Wagon and Deer Note to synchro summon P.U.N.K Jam Dragon Drive. Use the effect of Jam Dragon paying 600, then chain the effect of Deer Note targeting any level 8 P.U.N.K to revive it. Jam Dragon will search Jaruri P.U.N.K Madam Spider. Use the effect of Extreme Session to draw a card since you paid life points to use the effect of a psychic monster. Use Jam Dragon Drive and your level 8 P.U.N.K to make Dragluction. Use Dragluction's effect to add 7 Tachyon to your hand. Then use Dragluction's other effect to use itself to summon Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. Use the effect of Extreme Session, banishing a P.U.N.K in your graveyard to special summon Madam Spider from your hand. Use Madam Spider's effect, paying 600, to add Jaruri P.U.N.K Dangerous Gabu. Since you paid life points for a psychic monster's effect again, Extreme Session lets you draw another card. Activate 7 Tachyon revealing Ragnazero, or Silent Honor Arc if you want to play that instead, in your extra deck to add Minimalian from your deck to your hand, then place one of the cards you drew on top of your deck. Use the effect of Minimalian, banishing the other card you drew to special summon himself to your field. Use Minimalian's other effect,
banishing himself to special summon blue layer from your deck. Now you can do the full Super Quant combo. Use blue's effect to search Satan. Use Madam Spider and blue to make Gramples. Then use Satan's effect to special summon itself. Use Satan's effect sending Spike for cost to special summon Alphen from your deck. Everything from here on out is the same as before, and I'll show you every route. First is the red route. Summon red and send black and white to the graveyard. Red will grab white from your graveyard. Black will add layer 19 from your deck, and white will add a second Alphen from your deck to your hand. Send red to the graveyard to summon white. Then red will revive black. Use black and white to make Luster X. Then activate layer 19, special summoning black from your deck. Black will make Magna Liger, attaching red. Spike will banish itself and Alphen to place Magna Carrier on the field. Then Magna Carrier will use the Zords to make Magnus with 9 materials. Now let's do the white route. Summon white and send black and red to the graveyard. White will send another white from your deck to your graveyard. Black will add layer 19, and red will revive black. The second white will add an Alphen from your deck to your hand. Use black and white to make Luster X, then activate layer 19, special summoning black from your deck. Black will make Magna Liger, attaching red. Spike will banish itself and Alphen to place Magna Carrier on the field. Then Magna Carrier will use the Zords to make Magnus with 9 materials like before. And finally, the black route. Summon black and send white and red to the graveyard. White will add an Alphen to hand, and red will revive white. Use black and white to make Luster X, then activate Luster X's effect, detaching black to negate a monster on field. Black's effect activates to add layer 19 to your hand. Activate layer 19 to special summon another black from your deck. Black will be making Magna Liger and attach red. Spike will banish itself and Alphen to place Magna Carrier on the field. Then Magna Carrier will use its effect to make an 8-material Magnus. Like I said before, P.U.N.K is my favorite variant of Super Quant, especially because this was a variant I created myself. Thanks to P.U.N.K conveniently having level 3 monsters, you can add 1 extra material to Magnus, which may matter in some situations. The combo I showed you ends on Magnus with up to 9 materials, as well as 2 monster negates, those being Jam Fever and Gabu, as well as a Hope Harbinger as a spell negate. If you want to mix Super Quant with a really fun rogue deck that has numerous ways to bridge into Super Quant, this engine is for you. Here's the deck list I have been using. Fiendsmith, Mitsurugi, and P.U.N.K are all great variants of Super Quant, but that still doesn't help deal with the elephant in the room. Which of these 3 variants is the best to play? Well, let's recap. Fiendsmith is a generic engine with an infinite resource loop, so unless your resources get banished, you will never run out of gas. But even then, if you play an even bigger Fiendsmith engine, you can recover your banished Fiendsmith cards with Rextramendi. This engine is also completely immune to Droll, since you aren't searching in the Fiendsmith combo. This engine will also bait or counter Nibiru. However, unlike Mitsurugi and P.U.N.K, Fiendsmith alone cannot bridge into Super Quant. It's also weak into the Mulch armies, especially Fuelos. But if you like infinite recursion as much as I do, then Fiendsmith is the best option. Mitsurugi is also quite generic, however its grind game is no match for that of Fiendsmith. It also technically doesn't completely stop Nibiru if the opponent is willing to discard a card. But you'll still have Murakumo's effect when he's tribute, so you won't be completely out of the duel. This engine is also much weaker to Droll than the others, unfortunately. There isn't much this engine can do. It does have minimalistic lines into the Mulch armies though, but Meows and Fuelos might be their weaknesses. However, it is the best deck as of the making of this video, so it will definitely pose a threat to your opponents.
If that's what you are looking for in an engine, then Mitsurugi is the best engine. P.U.N.K is probably the least generic of these three engines, but it is definitely still a force to be reckoned with. Every single P.U.N.K starter is full combo for both P.U.N.K and Super Quant. It can make a counter to Nibra pretty early, and has lines into Droll and the Mulch armies. However, this engine has the weakest grind game of the three. It does give you draws though, which could be hand traps or breakers. It is much easier to bridge into Super Quant with P.U.N.K than it is with most, if not all, other engines. If you want an engine that can easily bridge into Super Quant without much effort, then P.U.N.K is the best engine for you. So which engine is the best out of these three? Well, there is no definitive answer yet. It is mostly just personal preference and relies on what you want the engine to do. It's also worth noting that all three of these engines are pretty solid going second. In my opinion, I think P.U.N.K Super Quant is the best of the three. It's very flexible. You can search hand traps if you already have what you need, and P.U.N.K is just a really fun engine in general. It's also the least likely engine to be affected by ban lists, which is a nice bonus. For those who have been on my channel for a while, you know what P.U.N.K Super Quant is capable of. If you're a first-time viewer, here's a link to the playlist with all my Super Quant content. That's all for today's video. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons for more content like this. Part 2 will be coming soon. See y'all later, and have a great day. Peace.